Video. Today we're doing two NFL player props here on PrizePicks for Thursday, December 7th. Thursday Night Football, Steelers versus Patriots. Before I get started, link in the description below of this video. You guys can hop into our premium Discord at $9.30 per month. So we post all the plays I'm making on PrizePicks. We also have other premium cappers in there as well. They post all of their plays, research, and analysis overall, and there's a super positive community. Everyone really just trying to help each other cash. I also want to mention I'm not a gambling expert, and this is not financial advice. These are simply the plays I'm personally looking at making. Hopefully give you guys some insight and analysis to make your own player prop decisions here. Again, no one's pressing submit on those parlays other than yourselves. But let's get into it. I think debatably, you guys, this might be the worst Thursday Night Football game we're going to have all season. And we have had some absolute stinkers of some Thursday Night Football games. Patriots, Steelers. All right, Bailey Zappi versus Mitch Trubisky. If you don't know, I'm a Bears fan, so Mitch Trubisky does hold a special place in my heart. But looking at this matchup, right, Steelers, Patriots, Najee Harris is looking like he's going to be out or expected to play. Sorry. Najee Harris expected to play. Devontae Parker's questionable, expected to play. And Juju Smith is questionable as well. Was limited practice all week. Don't know if he's going to play. But nonetheless, I got two player props from this game. I definitely think, there's ways to target games like this specifically. It's going to be a cold one. Not looking like weather's going to be too much of a factor here. And then obviously, I do want to mention we have the in-season tournament games here as well, you guys. I gave Artie a pair on the Discord, and both those pairs already bumped. I didn't want to make a video for these games because the game actually starts. The Bucks Pacers game starts a little bit earlier today, but obviously this is a center stage for sports betting tonight. But I did want to give two plays for this super weak NFL Thursday Night Football game. But yeah, let's not waste any time, you guys. Let's just get right into it. So the first play is going to be receptions prop. It's going to be Hunter Henry over 2.5. We took this play actually in the Discord, I think on Sunday, and he finished with 2 receptions, just completely hooked up in an absolute great matchup against the Chargers. And Hunter Henry, obviously being the starting tight end, continues to dominate snaps at the tight end position, right? 73% last week, 68% the week before, and has really just led the tight end position for this New England Patriots team. But there is no Kendrick Bourne, obviously, is out, and Demario Douglas is out as well. Okay, so it really leaves Devontae Parker, who saw a ton of targets last week, who is questionable, and Juju Smith is questionable as well. So I think it puts Hunter Henry in a spot where he should be able to rack up at least 3 receptions for us. Like, if you just think about it, like for a player like Hunter Henry being a tight end for a young quarterback, where we've been talking about how tight ends are security blankets for young quarterbacks all season long. If he can't get 3 receptions, like the Patriots are just absolutely washed. I can't even believe that we're even debatably having this conversation for a tight end like Hunter Henry, who is running a ton of routes. Like, this dude's running 20 plus routes in almost every game he's played. Seeing decent targets, like last week saw 4 targets. I don't think he's even saw a target in the first quarter, so hopefully that changes tonight. And then it is a decent matchup. It's a pretty actually strong matchup in my opinion. The Steelers earlier in the season were pretty tough against tight ends, but over the last 4 weeks they've given up the most receptions to the tight end position as well as the most targets. So it is absolutely the best matchup possible, essentially, for a player like Hunter Henry over the last 4 weeks. Most targets and the most receptions. We look at tight ends game log this season versus the Steelers. Just last week, Trey McBride got 9 targets had 8 catches on 9 targets. The week before that, Tanner Hudson, 5 targets, 4 catches. In the same game, we saw Drew Sample, Irv Smith, and Mitchell Wilcox all catch a pass. So, if you just look at tight ends, right? Tight ends for Arizona Cardinals, 11 catches. Tight ends for the Cincinnati Bengals, 8 catches. Okay. Tight ends for the Cleveland Browns, 7 catches. Njoku had 15 targets on 7 catches. Tight ends for the Green Bay Packers, 3 catches. Tight ends for the Tennessee Titans, Okonkwo, 4 targets, 3 catches. And then the week before that, Evan Ingram, 10 targets for 10 catches. But the week before that, Mark Andrews, 10 targets for 6 catches. So we really just need 3 catches for Hunter Henry tonight. The Steelers obviously have a super strong defensive line, able to get to the quarterback, put a ton of pressure on Bailey Zappi. I definitely think he's going to need to check down no Ramondre Stevenson as well. Ezekiel Elliott is there, and I'm expecting Ezekiel Elliott to get some checkdowns. But with no Ramondre, who's obviously probably their best pass-catching back, I think it opens up just a few more targets for Hunter Henry. And again, all we need is 3 catches. 3 catches in this game, which, isn't, 30 over-under, you guys. This is probably one of the lowest over-unders I've seen for an NFL game all season. Probably the lowest for an NFL game that we've seen all season. which really I think just bodes well for a player like Hunter Henry, whose A dot is extremely low as well. So Hunter Henry over 2.5 receptions is the first play. Second play is going to be a where is this, field goals made, and it's going to be Chris Boswell over 1.5. It's just crazy. Like, these are the two player props we're taking for this game. A tight ends 2.5 receptions prop, and a kicker's field goal made. But nonetheless, I think there's value in them. So we look at Chris Boswell, and I definitely think PrizePicks could remove this line at some point today, given the odds. I mean, he's minus 145 on DraftKings, minus 131 on Caesars to go over 1.5 field goals made. I mean, we're talking about an over-under of 30, right? So, again, Vegas not projecting a ton of touchdowns here. Both these teams' red zone offenses are horrendous, and pretty good defenses. So, I mean, a 30 over/under tells me that this game's going to be extremely slow and with not a lot of touchdowns, which I think puts a player like Chris Boswell, who has a decent hit rate this season. I mean, he's over this line in 6 of his last 10, and on the season he's over in 7 of 12. We know Mike Tomlin will kick the field goals, and we know Bill Belichick's not going to just get blown out. I mean, maybe, but we know that this game should be a close back and forth, right? It's a 6-point favorites for Pittsburgh. I think puts Chris Boswell in a great spot, right? We look at, essentially we've been targeting kickers on Thursday Night Football just because offenses have been a little more stagnant on Thursday Night Football. I mean, look at the amount of kickers this season that have hit the over on this line on Thursday Night Football. I think it's 19 of 25 kickers have hit the over on this line with at least 2 field goal attempts. And then the Patriots also. You look at kickers game log this season versus the Patriots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different kickers have hit the over on this line, because the Patriots have a pretty strong red zone defense. So total red zone offense allowed, the Patriots have allowed the 4th fewest total touchdowns in the red zone. The 4th fewest, and I mean that's given they've actually had a ton of plays, 117 total plays in the red zone that their defense, and they've only given up a total of 15 total touchdowns in the red zone. So it is a great spot against a very tough red zone defense of the New England Patriots. And again, Pittsburgh's red zone offense is not great, considering Mitch Trubisky's at quarterback, and even with Kenny Pickett, the red zone offense wasn't great. So here are the 2 plays for this YouTube video, guys. If you see this game is an absolute stinker, not looking forward to it. Definitely looking at NBA in-season tournament plays today. Just looking at this board, just because I want to provide a little bit of value for you guys. There are plays on this board that are interesting. I mean, I'm not going to give any official plays here, but like for example, I think a few days ago, right, or I don't know when it was, but Brandon Ingram, I think 2 days ago, his play's even on the board. Yeah, he had what did he have in that game against Sac? He had 44 PRA, and as far as defense goes, the Lakers give up a ton of mid-range and a ton of ISO scoring, right? Obviously, we saw what the Lakers did to Devin Booker. Again, I'm a Laker fan, by the way. We saw what the Lakers did to Devin Booker in that quarterfinal game. Just had him Devin Booker was tripping. But yeah, I think Anthony Davis, a matchup with his former team, is an interesting one. They don't have fantasy score lines yet. Definitely going to be targeting some of those. But yeah, nonetheless, 2 plays for this YouTube video. NFL Thursday Night Football. I think this video is too long, you guys. Let me know in the comments below how you feel about these 2 plays. Drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and as always, let's cash.